Welcome everybody to the second review of the day, the Arcane Cannon monster tank. We're playing it both in the monster mode and Cold War because it is a Cold War tank. Quick rundown of the Cold War tank. Basically, if you like the Panzerjäger at Era 1 with the MT11, whatever you call it, M something or other, you will like the Arcane Cannon. It plays exactly the same, but it is in Era 2. And so if you like that playstyle, you'll really like the Arcane Cannon, for sure. But what about Monster Mash? Spooky Tank Combat. It sucks. It's awful. It's horrible. It's the worst. It's the worst. Long gone are the days where the Bog Horror was the worst. Because now it is the Arcane Cannon. It is so abysmally bad and boring to play. It has nothing special. You play it, again, like the last tank. You play it like it's World War II. You play it like you're in the regular queue, except that it sucks as well, and so you're not doing damage. It's like, oh, but you have a fireball, you have lightning, you have snow. Yes, and it's awful. So your lightning round has 3,000 meters of shell velocity, so 3,000 meters a second. It's there in a flash, but I've still underled things somehow. I don't know how that works. And it only has 300 alpha damage. It is low, and your reload is a bit long, and 256 penetration. So you're not really doing damage with it. It takes a while. You don't have DPM. What is your DPM? It's 2,500. I mean, the Grimroot had like 3,300 or something like that, and that's what I mean. Like, it's really, really bad. But again, 3,000 meters of shell velocity. That sounds pretty cool, right? Yeah, you don't really feel it. And then you have your snow, your frost. What does this do? 320 pen, only 30 alpha damage. Is it like a frost breath, you might ask, which would be really cool? That would be awesome if you had a frost breath and you ran around freezing your opponents and they slowed down under your breath. No, it's one shot. It's one shot that you have to reload. It takes just as long as the other shell, but you can switch your shells independently in this without having to reload, which is nice. That's the only saving grace. It's one shot. You do 30 damage, and you slow them down by hindering their engine power by 75% for a mere few seconds. So the tanks don't even stop, and they can still move and fight back, and they're not frozen. So that's useless. I used it. In fact, I'm going to use it in the replay that you're going to see, and it's absolutely useless. It's awful. It's so bad. And then it's like, oh, but you've got a fireball. Look at that fireball. There it is. You've got 12 of those things. They take over 30 seconds to reload. It must be great. Oh, it's got a 10-meter splash radius, CloneGuy. That's insane. 10 meters of splash radius. You're right. 390 alpha damage. So you're hitting people and you're splashing them for 390, and anybody in that circle gets hit for 390? No. 390 alpha damage if you penetrate. If you penetrate? So what happens if you splash? You do like 49. Maybe, if you're lucky. You like 40. Like 40 damage. Here, have some 40 damage. Like, oh, what was that? Okay, anyway. Yeah, no, this tank doesn't do damage, and nobody's playing it. I haven't seen people play this tank. Like, I think I saw one person play it yesterday while I was playing it, and then after that, no one was. The Monsterjäger exists, which is just the same thing, but better in every single way. Literally the same thing, but better. More speed, more health, more guns, 9,000 DPM on all, if you're using all the guns properly. Like, it's insane. This thing goes 52. This thing has 1,500 health. 1,500. It's not pretty, and it's a bit sluggish. In Cold War, it's great if you had that same mobility that you had in Cold War and they brought it here. I think it would do fine. And if it had 2,400 health, I think it would also do pretty good. But you need to hide in the back with this tank and snipe with it. That's what you do. But your gun is so pathetic that it's sad. It's really sad. And it's like, oh, you blast somebody with your snow. If you could blast somebody with your ice to freeze them and then be able to shoot them, that would be great. But they're still moving, and then the debuff goes away by the time you're loaded again. And so you don't even get to use it for yourself. It's let's just jump in the game so you can see for yourself. So I've got 4 games for you guys today. 2 games in Monster Mash and 2 games in Cold War. These first 2 games are going to be Monster Mash, and I will be honest, they're not very good. I gave up looking for a good game in this tank. It is not a good tank. And the only way to play it would be for me to go up onto this hill, if you want to play it properly, because you don't have the health or the DPM or any abilities to really fight on the front line, even though I'd rather do that. But it doesn't work. You're going to die every single time. Your only hope is really kind of trying to find shots with your gun and then blast them with your fireball every once in a while. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're gonna use Whirling Zap here. No, the ice. Well, yeah, we're gonna use that, but we're gonna switch over to the ice to slow people down because they try to catch us, and they still continue to catch us. It does nothing. It really. It's awful. Hello, Spectre. Put a shell in him. Boom. 297. Cool spark effect when we hit him. And I blasted him with the fireball there. Did nothing. Blast him again there. And it's like, well, we're screwed. Time to run. Come on, Lycan, run away with me. This Lycan is also really bad. Set him on fire. That's nice. But he doesn't burn to death. Hello, other Lycan. Boom. That shell missed. Underled him with 3,000 meters shell velocity. I thought for sure we'd be okay. And they ram into me. We load up the Sparkle Ice here. Whirlin's Blizzard. And I'm going to use it on this guy. Hello. And I'm looking at my map like, he's still just right behind me. I know it's a hill, but geez, dude, why are you stopping? This guy, why are you stopping? Come on, go, go, go. They missed, thank goodness. Blast him now. But then he's like, oh, well, let me just drive down this hill. And he drives down the hill. You can see him on the map, just driving down the hill like nothing happened. This frost, this blizzard is useless. It's so bad. And now watch this DPI. Ready? Oh, boom! Oh, yeah, 300 damage. I'm still loading. Still loading. Loaded, and he's dead. Doesn't matter. It's... Oh! So let me just be very quick with you guys. If you are looking for a tank... Oh, we bounced. Oh, hello, sir. If you're looking for a tank that's fun to play in monster mode, it is not this one. And it's like, I can't fight that guy. Here, have this. Bounce off. Okay, moving on. My team is dead. Can I kill off this Spectre at least, maybe? Come on. Come on. He's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Kaboom. Dead. Fix our tracks. Fix our loader. It is 3 versus 2. I am not sticking around. It is 2 versus 2. Nah, I'm not gonna join you, sir. I have 100 health left. And if you die, which you just did, I will be in a horrible position. So instead, I'm gonna climb the hill. And after all that brawling, it feels like, oh man, I put in a lot of shots. We fight tanks up top. We fought tanks down below. We even got a kill. We did a lot of shooting. We're only up to 1,800 damage. Only up to 1,800 damage. If I was in the Grim route, and that's the closest comparison, along with the Pharaoh's Fury, because all 3 of these play like you're playing in regular pubs. If I was in any one of those, my damage would be a lot higher. In fact, I probably would have tried to brawl it out up top with Pharaoh's Fury. But hello, sir. Oh, there you are. Fire off the explosion. Hey, it set him on fire. And then we pin him in the roof there. I mean, hey, that's cool. I'm glad we set him on fire. I'm pretty sure it's not a guaranteed fire, if I remember correctly. But maybe it is. Either way, kind of useless. The Gornich does that. If that is the case, and the Gornich has a much better rate of fire with that, and it's just better in general. The Astarion is now off the base, so we know he's coming, but which way is he coming from? I don't know. We put another shell in. We're up to 2690. Not, like, we're breaking even with our health, our hit points, sure, but a lot of tanks in this mode have 3,000 health, so I would argue you haven't broken even because of the disparity between health in this game mode, that you should be breaking 3,000 to carry your weight regardless of the tank you're in. You should be doing 3,000 damage basically, and that means you've done your job, but we haven't even hit that yet. And are we going to be able to this game? Oh, it doesn't matter. We've lost. There is no chance. I'm not fast enough. I don't have any special abilities that allow me to heal or outmaneuver, outplay, anything like that. It's just a regular charioteer with less alpha and penetration. But hello. Bounce. Yay. Doesn't matter what penetration that is because we bounced. But can we get one more shell into him before we die? There it is. And we're dead. 3,271. In the first game I'm showing you in this tank. It is bad. I don't like it. I hate it. And it's stupid. So that was the good. Now time for the bad. You guys thought that was the bad replay. No, that was the good replay. Again, I gave up. I gave up with this thing. And so I just want to show it off. This is what it does. It's awful. This map here, not very generous. You might be able to have some better games if, let's say, you're on the Prokhorovka or Hell's Highway. I think you could definitely do a little bit better on those maps. But, hello, sir. I missed. Nice. He snaps at me. I missed him. And, oh, I've just been nailed by a Tesla. And there's another Lycan behind me, blocking me from getting away, and I get nailed. So be it. Zap. I mean, the shell velocity is cool. It feels instant. Sometimes. Other times it does not. But hello. Yeah! 278. 278! Woo! 269! Let's go! Oh, there's guys over there. Well, don't worry, I have camouflage. And ready? I'm gonna splash them with my HE thing. Take my fireball, you losers! Ah! Kaboom! They're both on fire, so it does set them on fire. And I'm dead. But fires barely do any damage in this game mode, as you can see. They'll take for about 200, and that's it. I'm done. I'm not playing this tank anymore. It sucks in this game mode. It is so outclassed. Now, I expected this tank to be Era 1, but it is Era 2. And I'm not a fan of that, other than the fact that it has missiles. If they bring missiles to Era 1, Cold War is doomed to fall. So, thank goodness they haven't done that yet. Cough, cough, there are somehow rockets in World War II. But, anyway. I expected this to be Era 1, and I think it would do just fine in Era 1. Take away the rocket and put it in Era 1, and it's doing just fine. But that's not what they did. And I suppose the argument, which is a sucky argument, is, oh, well, the gun is good enough to work in Era 2, so let's move it to Era 2. Yeah, but that's what they did with the Leopard 1A1. The Leopard 1A1 could be Era 1 as well. Yeah, it's like, oh, but the gun is really good. Yeah, the Charioteer's gun is really good, and it does just fine fighting Tier 10s. Does that mean it should be a Tier 10? No. It's still a Tier 8. Same with the Borsig. It's still a Tier 8. You know, same with a lot of tank destroyers. Yeah, the gun is what makes it special. But hello, take this. That sounds nice, though. That sounds really nice. And we're up to 1900 damage. But the rate of fire is really, really good. Your alpha is 360. It's really, really low on a tank destroyer, especially considering you're Era 2 now, which is basically tiers 13 and 14. It doesn't quite feel like that, but it still does just fine because of the gun. Again, just like the Charioteer, it does fine being up-tiered. But you have 2,400 hit points. You go 64, which is nice. Your AP, which is your standard round, says 389 pen, 360 alpha damage. Your HE only has 100 pen with 470 alpha damage. Almost not worth it. And your APCR has 446 alpha damage, or penetration on it, not alpha damage. I keep making mistakes in this game mode where I will fire off my shell, my rocket, and then zoom out. I didn't realize that when you do that, your missiles then go straight into the ground, which is too bad. Now I know, and I've learned, and hopefully I will start to apply that. But yeah, you get to see kind of the rate of fire. Doesn't this really does feel like that Panzerjäger, the M1116 or whatever it's called. And there's the accuracy. It's pretty nice. We're up to 3,900 damage. But I wouldn't mind playing the Panzerjäger in Era 2. If their reasoning is, oh, the gun is good enough, so let's move it up to Era 2. It's like, well, the Panzerjäger's gun is probably good enough too, as long as you give it a bit more penetration like you did on this, then the Panzerjäger will do just fine. But, whatever. This tank suffers from poor gun elevation, just like the Grimroot. From this range, yeah, good luck. All he has to do is sneeze, and then my shell will miss, because that's how it works. Elevation is 20 degrees. Okay, it's not quite like a Charioteer like I thought. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Charioteer is 20 degrees as well. That's actually decent. That's about average. 10 degrees gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation. That's the stat I'm giving. 3,600 base DPM out the get-go. And you have a rocket on top that does 800 damage, which is also, you know, pretty nice. You know, if you want to add some extra damage to your tank. 900 damage, 800 penetration. I just looked it up. I was wrong. Very, very wrong. With an 1,800 damage per minute. If you add that on top of your 3,600 already, you're cooking. You're getting close to 6,000 DPM with a fully kitted crew and equipment. So that's really nice. Speaking of, you probably want to know, how do you have it equipped? That's a good question. Let me find out for you guys what I have going for it, so that you can emulate, if you choose to, my Arcane Cannon. I have, let's see, I have improved concealment, I have improved ventilation, I have gun rammer, and I have low noise exhaust. As for my commander, this is just my normal camouflage crew that I use. I have boring leader, camouflage expertise, situational awareness, green thumb, expert gunner, comms expert, radio jamming, snapshot, and off-road driving. Now we have 9 seconds left to reset, so we're just gonna wait for this cloud to disappear and do some rapid damage quickly. Where are they at? 1 second left. Boom! There we go. Reset it just in time. Now we're gonna reset this guy. Fire off the missile. Wait for it to hit. Boom! He's dead, and we get missiled ourselves. Finished off, but we did 6,500 damage before they managed to kill us. Cool stuff. Now this game, you're gonna see more so what this tank is designed for. A lot of long-range combat, and it does just fine at it. The issue I have with this tank is this missile on top, because it lights me up like a Christmas tree in the middle of the Sahara Desert at night. You're gonna see me from miles. And this game obviously doesn't deal in miles unless you're on a 1400 by 1400, in which case I think that's just about exactly a mile. Probably wrong about... No, yeah, that's just over a mile. But you're gonna see this tank. This map might be a little bit more difficult, but otherwise, more often than not, you're gonna get spotted because of your missile. Anytime you're loaded with this missile, it's a Christmas star on top that shines blue. It's so unnatural that you're gonna have a disadvantage while sniping. If you are going up against an equal player, but he's in a different sniping tank and you're playing the same exact way, he's gonna out-hit you because you have a beacon on top telling everybody where you are, telling him where you are. It's like if you had a lens flash, the scope flash, scope flare, except all the time and from any angle. That's basically how this tank feels to me. But we're loading up a missile, and we're not leading it quite enough, and we hit him in all sorts of spaced armor on the side. I thought that was going to be the case because I know that thing is just covered in spaced armor, and lo and behold, we just bounce off. But we're going to have some beautiful missile hits this game, so don't you guys worry as we're putting in shots up here. Nobody's paying attention to me because everyone's trying to shoot each other who's spotted, and so we're allowed to just put some free shots in for a little while. As our team starts to kind of lose here rather rapidly, the enemy team does a very good push through the city, and then some of them chicken out and don't complete the push while others push in by themselves, and it's absolutely hilarious. But this T10, he's going to very quickly kind of experience what this tank can do with a missile, or any tank can do with a missile. There it comes, and I'm like, this is probably an ammo rack. Yeah, it is. 14, 12, kaboosh, gone, out of the game. 3698 damage done, and our team is winning on health and on tanks, but they're gonna make a bit of a comeback. Hello, Mr. Tank Destroyer, Rock Crawler. Don't want to get hit by you. Don't want to get spotted either because of all the tanks they have in the back, but he is gonna spot me, so we've got to go. Got to move on. All right, run. The enemy team pulls some health back. Oh, and it continues to. We were up at 71%, and they were at 57. Now we're down to 62%, and they've only lost 2% of their health since that. So they've put in a lot of free damage, and we continue to drop, and they continue to sit there. Still have not lost more than 2% health, and our team has lost almost 20%. Now we've dropped below them. They've lost 2% health, and we've lost 20%. They are absolutely destroying us right now. Ah, that one misses, unfortunately. But we're back up on health. The enemy makes a bit of a push, and it goes well for them, and not quite. They lost some health doing it, but now they're in better positions, and I'm talking about the city. The city is where they're about to come through, and I'm going to feel very claustrophobic very quickly because I can't push the other flank And because you can see all the way across the map, them spotting me here means I can get shot from anyone. And so I'm a bit afraid. But watch this horrible play by me. I do it again, guys. I track him. I load this up. Good, he's standing still. So I switch to this. And because I switched to my lower gun, it thought I was aiming lower. And the shell goes into the ground. So we missed out on 900 damage there and potentially an ammo rack or a fire, but it doesn't matter. He gets killed off, so it didn't affect the team whatsoever. But we are down 2 tanks, and now this FV has gone in, and no one else has followed him in. It's over for him. He's just like, oh, I thought my team was going to come with me. Well, yeah, your Pharaoh Fury got tracked. We tracked him, and he got eviscerated. And your other guy doesn't want to follow you in, so you're getting shot from every side. Sorry, sucks to suck, I know. Can I shoot this guy? No, we can't. We missed him. Well, we could shoot him, but we missed him. Hello, Leopard. Can I kill you off? You've been very annoying just sitting there being a one-shot and not being killed while being a big tank and having no armor. Again, the Leopard 1A1, I argue... I don't know how that didn't damage. I argue could be a... I don't know how that tracked either. It could be Arrow 1. It has nothing going for it. And a good gun. Arrow 1 is fine. Arrow 1 is like tier 11 and 12 anyway. So... But, hello, sir. Kadoosh. I say kadoosh, but it was a small shot. 62A goes down. This guy, he goes down. And now we are winning quite handsomely in way of guns. The health is about even. There's a 5% discrepancy, which is not much. But we have more guns than them, so it's time to now push up. 5,400 damage. We took our time. Holy moly, this game lasted a long time for a Cold War match. Am I wrong? Like, look at this. The last match was over in a jiffy. They were in our base. They YOLO'd. It was a YOLO fest last game. My team YOLO'd one way. Their team YOLO'd the other way. It was awful. It was sad. It was like, oh, this is Cold War. But this one felt more like World War II. Despite the fact that I'm blasting people with missiles. And I'm not done yet. Put that shell in on the move. And we're up to 5,700 damage. And we've got the speed to move in. The enemy team finally puts another shell in. But we've absolutely eviscerated them. We've lost 1% health since the last time I noted the health. So, yeah, their team is getting crushed. But we're going to put one shell into this guy. Then we're going to put a second shell into this guy. But we're actually not going to kill him because I see him coming. And I'm like, yes, please. How about I missile you in the face? Kaboom! Ammo rack. Now the Leopard, he goes down. Also ammo racked. 7,300 damage done in the Arcane. It's a good tank if you like Cold War. I think it's a fun one. I mean, it's got missiles, so which are toxic. But hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Low alpha gun. This is how a sneaky tank destroyer should be, and so it gets my thumb of approval. But that's it. Hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this tank. And I'll see you all later. Take care, and peace out.